This is Total War Medieval 2 for iOS and Android. Your chance to replay 5 tumultuous centuries of history in a strategy classic, newly available for mobile. Combining intricate turn-based empire building and tactical real-time battles on a massive scale, this is the complete Medieval 2 experience, enhanced with an intuitive user interface and touch controls that put the might of nations at your fingertips. Having selected one of the 6 starting factions, your ambitions begin on the campaign map, where great empires are forged and broken. Here you'll see Europe, North Africa, and the Eastern Mediterranean as they were in the year 1080 AD, with the first nation-states emerging and long-established imperiums like the Holy Roman Empire at risk of collapse. And with 11 further powers to unlock for a total of 17 playable factions, your campaign of conquest takes a different shape with every campaign. Whether king, emperor, doge, or sultan, great responsibility rests on your shoulders. You must ensure your settlements thrive and your people are content. Doing so requires clever management of your economy, keeping both granaries and coffers stocked. That means setting tax rates, exploiting valuable trade goods, and building farms, mines, markets, and infrastructure throughout your fledgling empire. You may hold supreme power, but it takes a dynasty to ensure continuing rule. Through advantageous marriages, astute adoptions, and appropriate training, you'll raise not only the heir to your throne, but also a talented pool of battlefield generals and settlement governors, each with their own traits, skills, and personalities. Meanwhile, your court's princesses take on the role of emissaries, securing favour and alliances in foreign lands both near and far. And while conflict is all but guaranteed, shrewd statesmanship can prove as effective as military might. Send diplomats to your neighbours to build alliances or de-escalate tensions, merchants to corner far-flung markets, and assassins to dispatch bothersome rivals from the shadows. Should diplomacy fail or the opportunity for expansion call, you may need to down the tools of state and instead take up arms. When 2 armies meet on the campaign map, the focus tightens and play shifts to the battle map, where you are in complete control of your army's general and his units. Here you will test your tactical abilities in massive battles, featuring thousands of richly detailed troops. Use intuitive new touch gestures to move your units into formation and issue commands from above the fray. Study your opponent's movements, use the terrain to your advantage, and employ your army's specific strengths and special abilities to get the upper hand. Rain arrows and trebuchet fire down upon the enemy, and disrupt their formations with undefendable flanking maneuvers. And when battle lines clash, morale, exhaustion, and the influence of each general will play as much a part in deciding who carries the day as the strength of either force. Much of this will be familiar to those of you who have played Total War Rome for iOS or Android, but Medieval 2 brings even bigger battles, greater campaign depth, and more sophisticated strategy. You can now develop settlements into either castles or cities. Castles are military-focused fortresses, while cities are your income-generating commercial hubs. You'll need a balance of both to succeed, and it's wise to construct impregnable castles along your frontiers to ward off invaders, while developing prosperous cities in more secure locations. New agents like princesses, merchants, imams, and priests bring more nuance to statecraft and economic growth. And technology also has its own part to play. As the campaign progresses, gunpowder and other advances reshape the battlefield, with bows giving way to muskets and trebuchets to cannons. Changing with the times is crucial to ensuring your faction's lasting supremacy. In Medieval 2, why you go to war is almost as important as how. In 1080, the world is divided along religious lines. This is the age of crusade and jihad, and faith plays a huge role in shaping the course of events. Catholic factions are expected to appease the Pope, lest they risk excommunication and merciless inquisition. Priests and imams must be deployed to protect your citizens from heretics and witches who aim to corrupt the faithful. And, whether Islamic or Christian, great holy wars have the power to unite zealous factions against their unbelieving enemies. Timed well, these titanic clashes can be leveraged to topple the world's great powers, with consequences that echo through the centuries. From the shores of Western Europe to the sands of Arabia, Total War Medieval 2 challenges you to forge a path through the chaos and upheavals of the age, and create a lasting legacy for your people. If you think you're a match for one of history's most turbulent periods, march forth to the App Store or Google Play Store and pick up Total War Medieval 2 today.